What's the matter, Danny?
And here we are at XM Satellite Radio. We got Slash in studio here at XM, and Danny was trying to show off playing Guitar Hero 3, right?
Yeah.
Guitar Hero 3, the new one, in front of Slash, and you were bragging pretty good the last couple of days, but then you had to do it in front of Slash, and you failed miserably.
Yeah, I can't do anything in front of Slash.
You failed miserably.
I'm surprised I'm able to stand up in front of Slash.
Yeah, nothing's more humiliating than what I did. But then if this calibration was off, that's what it was, because I just
I mean, it's good now, but I can't function. My heart's racing, my hands are shaking, I can't even do it.
Slash,
I need a little bit of practice anyway, because I got one at home, and I put it on thinking I'm going to kill at this, and my security guard was over at my house, and I said, check this out, and I couldn't play it. I was like, wow, I'm really out of practice. I was really addicted to it for a minute. I couldn't put it down. I had to beat the whole game in one sitting.
Yeah, that's how I was with the new one.
Didn't answer the phone, didn't eat dinner, didn't, you know.
Yeah, that's the problem with video games.
Yeah, very addicting,
That's why
man. Love it.
I try not to play too many because my personality is such. I got that OCD thing.
Yeah, same thing.
When it comes to certain things, and one of them is video games, I just go into another world, and I cannot physically stop.
I can't either. I have to beat it. I have to get to the next thing, and it's just...
Yeah. You're featured in that game, too. Huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I actually wrote some music for it, too, like when you first turn the game on and it goes up that cliff with the guys dueling it out. That's me.
Right, that's pretty cool.
That's definitely cool.
In the boss battle.
A lot better than the Journey video game music that was on the... I remember that one.
Wait, what was that? Oh, we talked about that recently. What was that again?
It was that Journey video game that was
I didn't
up
know
at
there was one.
WBCN. It came out in like 82.
Yeah, it was for Atari. Like, it was really old school Atari.
And it had nothing to do with a band or anything. It's like the members of Journey are in space or something, and you had to jump around. It was ping with all the
And you had to say
horrible
Journey from
sounds.
space or
I'm
something?
sure there'll be a Kiss game coming out if there isn't one.
Yeah, I'm sure Gene will...
Aerosmith's got a game coming out. Activision just told me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
09, I think.
speaking of Kiss, we get seg into the book. I had no idea that Paul Stanley was trying to
Produce us?
produce you guys back in the day. No
Those are
clue.
Good times.
Good times.
I mean, yeah, I mentioned that because I felt bad. Right after we told him to you know, that we weren't interested, I did some interview for the LA Times, and I slagged him. Because I you know, that was my attitude at the time, and and then having forgotten that I'd slagged him, I called him up to see if I could get some free guitars from him, and he was like, what did he say? He goes, you shouldn't air your dirty laundry, and hung up on me. I was like, hey, what'd I do?
Have you talked to him since or no?
I did. I actually, what prompted me to put that in the book was I ran into him and Gene at the Rock Honors in Vegas, and I was actually playing a Kiss song, and they were the headlining. You know, they come on the shows for them. It's Rock Honors Kiss, and so they have all these different bands playing Kiss songs. And Tommy Lee, myself, Rob Zombie, Gilby Clarke, and Ace Frehley got up together and did a Kiss song, and I saw Gene and Paul afterwards, and I sort of apologized to Paul. You know, I can't be a prick forever, you know.
Yeah, I'm an Ace freak. He's the one member of Kiss I hadn't met.
He played last night.
I saw him.
Did you go?
I got a picture, of course. I groveled.
I emailed him last night. I texted him last night, and I said, what time are you playing and where? And he just now texted me back saying, I thought I told you where it was.
That's great.
Hey,
how was it?
He was fucking amazing.
Was it
because
amazing?
he's sober now, and the set list was amazing. He started with I think Rip It Out. It was so fucking
I would have
good.
loved to have gone to that.
And we went. I'm a comedian, so a couple of us were backstage and we got introduced to him. And Ace goes, "You guys are comedians. Give me a joke." And I'm trying to think of a joke. I'm like, I've never fucking felt unfunnier in my life than when Ace asked for a joke.
Come off of him playing Guitar Hero.
Was that
sort of like him playing Guitar
I was a
Hero.
complete blithering, incompetent idiot.
He playing Guitar Hero.
I completely panicked. I had nothing to say.
Hey, getting back to Paul Stanley really fast. God bless you guys that, like any young band trying to make it, and all of a sudden you got Paul Stanley in front of you going, I want to produce you guys. I would imagine 99 out of 100 bands would go for that move no matter what.
But
you saw
we were
something
pretty hardcore. We didn't want anybody messing with their stuff that wasn't supposed to be. And I remember when we got the phone call from Geffen saying Paul Stanley wants to produce you guys, we were like, you know, to us he represented the rich, fat rock star, and we weren't into it. But Steve Adler is a huge Kiss fan, and actually, when I first started playing guitar, it was basically with Steven Adler playing Kiss, you know, all the time. And so we had him come down, and we were loaded. Or at least I was, Izzy was, and we're all nodding out on the couch. I mean, you know, I can't really verbally give you a picture of it, but anyhow. And so he hung around for a little while, and we had some dialogue, and we played a gig at what used to be Gazzari's, and he was at the board mixing the gig, and we were like, don't touch the board, man. And then he came down to one of our real gigs at a place called Raji's, which is this sweaty little dive, and it was like at a regular volume in a place where the people are like right here, and that was like our real element. And he saw that, and he was like, Jesus Christ, you know, these guys are, you know. Anyway, and then after that, we just said, you know what, we're not really interested, and that was it.
Yeah, and that's in the book. I got to tell you, the book's called Slash, and
I think the first thing he says, I've got some definite arrangement ideas. Welcome to the Jungle needs to be different.
Oh, right. Ooh. Yeah, he wanted to rearrange the entire
that was the first day we met him, so it was over that day.
Yeah.
We just sort of hung around for a little while.
You know, I picked up the book. You know, I was going to read a few pages just to get a feel before he came in here, and I can't put the thing down. In 2 days, I read. Actually, it's like 230 pages.
Wow,
in 2 days, I can't put the thing down.
Cool.
And I'm amazed at how open and honest you're being in this book.
Well, I don't have anything necessarily to hide. There is a lot of stuff that's not in the book, which I just didn't think was really necessary, or, you know, there's drug stuff in there that could go on for days, and I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, I did all this and I did that. So I just put in sort of the day in the life stuff and left out the other shit.
It starts off, the first page grabs you because it talks about your heart pounding, and you're worried about it on stage, and you feel like a weird beat on stage, which means like your mechanism kicked in.
No, it's not like a weird beat. It's like it's basically a defibrillator, like the ones you put on somebody that's, you know, heart is stopped. You know that pumping, how hard that is. It's like that internally. So what happened was when it went off, it was like getting hit in the chest with a baseball bat, and you see a little blue light, and I didn't know what it was. Right, because I just got this thing, but I didn't know anything about it, right? And I thought it was maybe I stepped on a flash pot, or there was an electrical short. It was really impactful, and it happened to me like 6 times that night. And it was at Madison Square Garden playing with Michael Jackson when he did that 40th anniversary in 2001. So I'm up there in front of all, you know, that whole state, that arena, and having this happen and trying to maintain composure.
Wow.
And we did 2 shows. It was actually one on the 8th and one on the 10th of September, the day before 9/11. Wow. And so I saw it on TV about, you know, like a month later or something, and you never could tell that was happening.
Wow.
It was pretty intense, though. And I had it adjusted. What the problem was there was it basically, if your heart goes too fast, it kicks in, and if it goes too slow, it kicks in. If it goes too fast, it's at the top of your aorta, right, or whatever you call it, and so it's a real sort of high, real impactful kind of slamming thing. And if it's low, it's sort of like a low thud. So the ones I was getting were the high. Well, what it is my heart rate bounces up to about 10% of normal, if not maybe a little bit more, when I go on stage, just naturally, the adrenaline. I forgot to tell the doctor that, so I had to have it adjusted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Funny
stuff.
But it grabs you and immediately realize it's a great way to open the book, man. It's like
that's what my editor thought. I was actually, you know, I was sort of I was on the fence about that.
And we talk about the autobiographies and stuff, and bravo to you that you didn't spend too much time on your upbringing. You just gave the facts, like the bullet points.
Yeah.
I hate when you pick up a book on someone you really wanted to get to know, and they spend like 100 to 200 pages, and then when I was 12 years old, you're like, oh my God, does all this need to be in the book? I want to get to the Guns N' Roses stuff. I want to get to the Velvet Revolver stuff.
I felt really uncomfortable getting into that sort of self-importance thing, or taking yourself too seriously. Oh, like I was like,
right.
Who cares?
But it was just right. You gave enough where I sort of understand what kind of upbringing you had.
Yeah.
You know, that you had a white father, a black mother. You were brought up in Paris a little bit, then moved back to the States.
I was conceived in Paris. Born in England.
But you got a lot of family still that was over there, and you didn't see them for many years, and then they went to a Guns N' Roses show years later.
Yeah, okay, you got it nailed.
I just want to prove that I read the book, I guess.
Yeah, look at you.